Hey everyone, it's Cassie Nowak, and today I want to teach you how to do some fun things with your learning path, some ways that you can gamify your different worksheets or activities or things that you're already doing. So on this first slide, I have some timers for you. So these timers can be good to add to a slide if you want students to maybe go play a game, but you don't want them to spend too long on there, or you kind of want to manage their time into chunks, you can use timers. So these timers, they're linked to YouTube videos. You can just copy it and then you can go onto any slide and just paste it there. And so it's really quick. Also, I have the actual videos. So a lot of schools don't allow YouTube. So I wanted to give you these just in case you don't have YouTube. You can save them to your Google Drive and then you can embed them right onto the slide as a video from Drive. So let me show you real fast how to do that. Down here is a link. If you just open it, it's going to share with you my folder where I have those files saved. And so all you have to do is add them to your Drive. And it's so easy to do that. Just click on it and right click and click Add to Drive. So if you do that, if you add all of these to your Drive, then you can you can embed them into your learning path. So let's say you don't want to use a YouTube link because it doesn't work for you. You can insert a video and you can go into your Google Drive and let's see, shared with me. Okay, so you just click it and then you click select and it should pop right up. Okay, there it is. It's just really big. So I'm going to resize it to make it smaller, kind of drag it. So now you can have a video that is linked to your Google Drive and not to YouTube in case that's an issue. If you don't have any issues with YouTube, then save yourself a step and just copy and paste these ones from over here. So you can use this in a lot of different ways. I like to have my students reflect on what they've learned and just kind of summarize what they learned. So you can, do something like you have 10 minutes. For the next 10 minutes, think about what you've learned. And then you can, have your students type there. You don't have to use the timer on its own slide, just put it anywhere. So that's kind of what I wanted to show you for this first slide. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how you can take one of your regular worksheets and turn it into a game. So this next slide is just a game board, and basically you're going to give the students a worksheet or something to work from, and those are going to be like your question cards that you might have in a regular game. So I'm going to show you a couple of different options and ways you can do this. So the first thing I want to show you is one way where you can paste questions and link to it. So I had some sample questions that I got. So let's say you want your students to work with this. I'm going to get the shareable link. Okay, so I'm going to copy the shareable link and then come back here and I'm going to paste my questions here. So all I have to do is insert a link and it will let me paste that link and apply it to those words. So now when the students are ready to play, they can click that and it will open the questions up in a new tab. So when it's their turn, they would just come into this tab and look at the question, solve the question, and if they get it correct, then they would get to roll the dice and move on the game board. So this does link to a digital dice. So the kids can click on it and in a new tab will appear a dice and all they have to do is roll it. And then they can go back to the game where there are 4 game pawns they can choose from. And basically they would just start at start. And if they rolled a 4, they would just move along the game board like that. This right here is some area where you can write some directions and change them. This is a link. If you want to provide a key for the game, you can do that. And I would do that the same way. So I have a key right here that goes to that. So I'm going to get the shareable link. Always want to be shareable so students have access. And then I'm going to come in here and just click the picture and you can link from a picture. So I'm going to insert that link and paste it there and click apply. And now if the kids want to check their answers, they can click here and do that. So yeah, you'll kind of want to be careful about what you give a key to and what you don't. You want it to be fun for the kids and to have feedback for them, but you want to make it a challenge too and not just put the answers there for them to see right away. So there is another way you can play this game instead of linking to something. And so one thing we do a lot of is practicing our multiplication facts. So I thought that would be a good example to show you. So here I have some multiplication facts, but instead of linking it, I'm going to go ahead and just paste it right on this slide. So this is one thing I love about working with Google Slides. You don't just have the area of the slide. All of this other area is usable space too that you can put things or move things to or get things out of the way. So I'm going to put the questions in there by inserting an image because I saved my Times practice page as an image file. And so there it is. So I'm just going to move it right over here. So when kids are playing the game, when it's their turn, they can come over here and they can pick a problem to solve. And if they get it correct, they can move along the game board. So one other thing that I could show you that you can use in other ways too, but it works great for this, is to have something where kids can mark off what they've already done. So I'm just going to insert a shape, and then they have these equation shapes. So I'm going to pick the one that is an X, and then I'm going to just make an X right there. And I'm going to make it about the same size as the problems on my page so that when the students are playing the game, once they've used that one, they can mark it off. So there is a cool trick to duplicating things. So you're going to want a bunch of these because there's a bunch of problems. So you can just press Control D and it will duplicate it. And if you press Control D again, it'll duplicate it some more. Just duplicate it a whole bunch, however many of them that you think you need. And then you can quickly turn them into a stack by just highlighting them all. And then right click, click Align Horizontally, click Center. And now we're going to align them the other way too. Align vertically, middle. And so now it looks like one, but it's a whole stack of them. And you can duplicate that as well so that you have, you're making a lot of them. I think there are 100 problems on this page. So again, I would just align it horizontally to the center, align it vertically to the middle, and then I have this stack of X's that the students can use to mark off their game sheets. So that's just a tool that you can use. I use this a lot, making a bunch of things, a stack of things. Okay, so that is one way you can gamify a worksheet and just add a little bit of engagement and a little bit of fun to what the students are learning. Okay, I have one more strategy I'm going to show you just to build engagement. So this whole thing I'm about to show you is the only purpose of it is just to make it a little bit more fun to do a regular old worksheet or practice problem. So how this works is the students are going to play this video, which is a spinner, and then just press pause to stop it. So they would play and pause, and they got an orange. So this is linked to YouTube, but again, you can get the actual video down here and put it in there if you would rather not have it linked to YouTube. So the student landed on orange, and that means they're going to do the problem that is on the orange spot of the work. So there are a couple of different options. One is to have all of the problems together in one page, one slide like this. So if you have small problems, you can put them here, and I'll show you that real quickly. So let's say that I'm going to use, these problems right here. They're kind of small. So I'm just going to do a screen snip using my snipping tool of the problem. So let's move that. So let me just get that one. And now I'm going to come back over into my learning path and paste it, and then just resize it so it fits in one of these squares. So you can put all of your problems in these little squares, and then students will answer them as they land on them from the video. So if you have something that's bigger and isn't really going to fit in these squares, there are also an entire slide that are the colors that match the spinner that you can use as well. So if you are maybe doing something like task cards and they're just too big, you can snip it and then paste it. And right here. So when the students are spinning, once they land on blue, they would just come to the blue slide and solve the problem. So whichever one of these you're not going to use, you can just delete them. So the last thing I want to show you is just to remind you how to get all of these templates into your very first starter file so that you have them all together. So I'm just going to come over here in the slide sorter and select them all, copy them, and then back in your original starter files full of templates, just click at the very bottom and press Control V to paste them there. And now you have all of your slides available in one spot. So when you go starting to make your learning path, it'll be easy to have everything together. All right, so I hope this gave you some ideas on how you can take your regular old worksheets and practice problems or book pages and make them a little bit more fun and a little bit more engaging so that kids enjoy learning. All right, bye.